Ever thought about breaking into tech, but feel like it's out of reach? What if I told you the easiest way is practically a cheat code? IT support roles are almost like customer service. No tech skills required. Zero. I know. Sounds crazy, right? But if you're looking for a way in, stick around. This could be your light bulb moment. Almost every company has an IT support team to help with general customer queries. When you visit a website, do you ever notice the little pop-up message in the bottom right corner of the page which says, "Hi, how can I help you today?" This isn't a human. It's a chatbot that picks up general queries. These queries can be resolved without the need for human intervention, most of the time. Of course, this is evolving as we speak to include new technologies, where there's a question that has not been answered. The chatbot will then pass you on to a human, aka the support agent. The sole purpose of the IT support agent is to be the first point of contact for all customer queries. Support agents speak with the customer. They listen, pay attention, interpret, and advise accordingly. Your job as the IT support team is to understand what issue the customer is facing. Once you identify what the issue is, you then support them by providing a solution. You may be thinking, how do I know what the solution is? For these roles, there is always documentation to help guide you. This documentation usually comes in the form of user guides, knowledge articles, and FAQs. The IT support team will rarely experience a lack of knowledge, as there are always help guides they can refer to. I would advise you to take a look at the different support roles out there. You'll find that the same set of criteria applies to all such roles. Part of my journey in the tech space involved dipping into an IT support role for a little while. I used to work as a service desk analyst at a company. In a nutshell, my role was simply this. The phone rings, I answer. "Hi there, IT service desk. How can I help?" The customer on the phone tells me the issue they're experiencing. I dibble and dabble into the knowledge guides to see what the solution is. I help the customer and save the day. Starting in an IT support role is a great way to build confidence. The work becomes habitual. You become more accustomed to the work you do. You know how to quickly respond to queries and provide solutions to customers. You'll develop the capability of estimating turnaround times for fixing issues, which in turn will help improve the customer experience. You'll also know how to properly liaise with unhappy, happy, and frugal customers. Working as an IT support agent provides you with the invaluable skill of knowing how to navigate people. You can then take this anywhere with you. A very reputable skill to have, for as long as customers exist, there will always be a need for IT support and help desk agents. Agents are not dependent on the customers. Customers depend on the support provided by IT support staff. As technology evolves and gets more complicated, the need for support grows. But how do you go from 0 to 100? Is this the only way to do it? Another good idea is to attend seminars, workshops, and industry networking events. Why is it a good idea to attend these? Great exposure. You gain a lot of exposure by attending events like seminars, conferences, and corporate events. It's important to expose yourself to the tech world as much as possible. For example, conferences are great because you don't only get an insight into the tech industry, but you get to meet like-minded individuals. So, you attend with a single purpose, but end up leaving with two things for the price of one. Just to expand on this point, attending events like seminars offers you a great opportunity to network and build relevant contacts. Not sure if anyone's told you, but this is where you meet the people you may potentially end up working with. You can look at seminars and conferences as recruiting events. It may not say it explicitly, but it's an opportunity for you to connect and make a lasting impression. There's usually a selection process with these. What does this mean? It means that you've already set yourself apart from the majority. You don't believe me? Okay, how do you normally hear about an event like this? For many conferences, you may not need to do anything besides pay for a ticket to attend. What I'm referring to are those company and industry events that you'll only really find on a company website. Normally, when you find an event like the one I'm referring to, it is most likely that you'll need to register. Along with this registration, you may get asked about your motive for wanting to attend. This is where you share your interest. You need to appreciate every moment. Don't take this as a light task. By being selected, you've shown something worth investing in. Instead of it taking you 12 months to secure a tech role, it takes you 6 with a mentor. Essentially, you cut the time in half, and you progress faster. So, Find a mentor. When you have a mentor, you have someone who's walked in your shoes and knows the game. You get to know the ins and outs of what you need to do. Essentially, you save a lot of time in avoiding common mistakes. Without a mentor, how quickly do you think you'll progress? How long do you think it'll take you to get into tech without a mentor? A mentor is someone who will walk through the process with you. It's a no-brainer why you'll progress faster than someone without it. It's not so much about speed, but more so, it's about being as efficient as possible. The biggest benefit of having a mentor is that you avoid making mistakes. You have an advocate who guides you in the right direction. Some of the pitfalls you would have experienced can be avoided, as you gain a better understanding of how to navigate. A mentor is also your industry contact. Any questions you have relating to tech can be answered by your mentor, or at least, if they don't know, they can point you in the right direction. It's easy to lose sight of what you're trying to achieve. Therefore, you need to come as a blank slate. Even if you have prior knowledge already, unlearn what you know. Be a sponge. Absorb everything you're getting from your mentor. Remember, you want to take as much from them as you can, so it's better to humble yourself and take in the opportunity. Okay, so where can I find a mentor? You can find a mentor using social media platforms and powerful tools, such as LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great source to search for and connect with people who have the experience you're looking for. Sometimes it's nice to keep it old school. Nothing tops the traditional way of doing things, which is meeting in person. This is why attending events such as conferences and seminars is so useful, because you get to physically meet people. Just be sure not to blow the opportunity and make a great impression. When we think of mentors, it's people that come to mind. But what about books? Hey, books aren't people? Stop being silly. I'm being dead serious. You achieve the same purpose by utilizing books. You can get all the answers you need, all from books. It's something unconventional to the normal thought process of what a mentor is, but also adopting this mindset provides you with more options. When you're getting into tech, you have to be versatile. Looking at books as mentors helps you utilize your time productively as you would with a person. What makes books great is that you can acquire as many as you desire. Each one brings something unique. If you want someone to tell you about robotics, there are books for that. Similarly, if there is any topic you want to dig into, there are books for everything. The tip I'm giving here is to treat books as your mentors, since it's written by people who you'd benefit from in the flesh. Having their written equivalent is just as great. Don't miss that. There's no limit to the books you can get, but compare that to how many mentors you get and how easy it is. So, you have to play the game a little bit. Coming into the tech game with a professional certification in your back pocket is like coming with that 50% deposit for a mortgage. Get professionally certified. Being accredited with an IT professional qualification is a great way for you to get started in tech. You're investing in yourself by doing this. You may not see the impact now, but in the long run, you've done yourself a massive favor. It's about longevity. You get a certification, you take that to the grave with you. Remember, you just want to be sure you're utilizing all your options. Getting into tech is easy once you've exhausted every opportunity available to you. When looking at the tech industry, there are thousands of specialisms. Which ones you take is completely up to you. Some certifications are more relevant than others. Respectfully, you can look at what skills are popular in the industry as a start, to help you decide on which sets are currently relevant. Having a certification in, for example, software testing is something that you can push and go for without necessarily having any practical experience. IT certifications are normally for people who want to specialize. Now, this has its pros and cons. You can look at it in two ways. Specializing offers individuals to develop expertise in one area. This allows them to be a master in the craft. On the contrary, specializing can be interpreted as a means to pigeonhole yourself. This can hold if an individual fails to branch out and explore new opportunities. For the sole purpose of getting into tech, it's a win-win. If you have a professional certification but still do not manage to get into the company you want, you still have the specialism that other companies may be recruiting for. Essentially, you're just broadening your options. And this is just the start. If you're ready to level up and dive deeper into the tech world, there's so much more to explore. Stay tuned for the next video, where I'll break down even more tips to help you fast-track your journey into tech. You won't want to miss it. It's your next step forward. See you in the next video.